So we're going to start on patient 005, Galen Leather Company. Okay, are you guys ready? I can't.
Yes.
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 Okay.
Enthusiastically. Yes, we're ready.
Give you a
All right.
thumbs up. What more can we do?
All right. I wasn't paying attention. All right, here we go.
Tick, tick, boom. Who bringing the noise? Go, baby, we bringing our toys. Separate men from the boys. Chopper be singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. Tick, tick, boom. Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds hiding. Want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this. So it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace.
I am fired up from watching this organizer. So maybe we should talk about the music first, since that is like the driving piece of creative here. Anyone have thoughts on the music here?
What music? I never noticed it.
It's the group's called Gemini, and you can always tell when an ad is using copywritten music, because it's great. It's like, you know, there isn't like stock music that sounds like this, you know. But that's also the problem, and a lot of brands do this, and a lot of brands get away with this. But I can tell you from personal experience that we've had a client get sued over copywritten music, and that happened.
Yeah.
Not something that we did; it was prior to us working them. But yeah, you can totally get sued for this.
Yeah, I'll double down on that. I would recommend anyone who ever plans to scale their business to not do this. It's an easy thing to want to do and be like, oh, who's going to catch me? It's a victimless crime. No, you're going to get caught if that scales up. You do not want to have content married to music that you do not own the rights to.
Absolutely. I would just echo it again for TikTok, because I am seeing it way more there than on Facebook. Obviously, it happens on Facebook too, but the people are somehow getting away with it, and it is unreal. Like the amount of, like, it's not just copywritten music, but it's also like shows and movies and, like, you know, all of that. So the problem here is not just that it's illegal and whatever, but it's that you assume so much risk if that ad does really, really well and then gets rejected at some point. And then where you go, you can't just like re-upload it and hope it's going to do exactly the same with different music. It is just you're taking on such a risk by using music like this.
Yeah, we audited an account that was like full of like the Beastie Boys, like the whole catalog. And the ads felt great because, you know, I love the Beastie Boys and whatever, but it's just really forbidden fruit that you shouldn't use.
Oh,
Can you keep playing this with the music off for a sec, just like in the background, so I just want to keep watching it. Yep. Sorry, go ahead, Aaron.
No, mine wasn't important. I'm just a note taker.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, totally. I really wasn't important. I was just saying, I don't know if it's copywritten or copyrighted.
Ooh.
Typical note taker comment. So
I do want to jump in here. Like, even I actually like watching this with the sound off here. This is actually interesting. This is done in the classic like daylight, you know, window light style. You can actually even see like the pane of the window there. I want to investigate more into that. Like, I need to talk to like Savannah Sanchez about how she does it.
Exactly.
But like, this is, you know, very Savannah style or classic TikTok product style, very well lit, but not professionally, or maybe not professionally lit. So it feels authentic, but it also feels pretty and polished. So it's doing a good job there. It also does a good job of showing the product. This is this is one of those where it's kind of like a fashion luxury good where people can kind of just understand what it is and buy it just based on how it looks and the price. That's like a whole world of just e-com in itself is just like fashion / luxury, where if it looks good and it's the reasonable price, people will just buy it. Done. But it has more utility to it, or at least it's making it look and feel like it has more utility to it, which is really smart to illustrate. So I think that there's a lot this is getting right. I would also say I bet this would do well with other music, both in terms of without, copyright, and also like with a totally different vibe. Like I could see like Bittersweet Symphony style in the background of this working well too, like an orchestral. So yeah, I would play with that if I had this. I would do some voiceovers. I would do some text overlays. There's a lot you can do with this clip, with this video, to make more ads with it.
I agree with you, Barry, that I like how this video is shot. I am bored of it at like the 6 pen that goes in. I definitely use some text overlays. I actually don't like the music at all paired with this video. I suppose it's like high energy, but it doesn't match to me like the field notes and in this leather bound book and these like ticket stubs.
Exactly.
I actually don't think it matches very well. And I want the Bittersweet Symphony instead. Like I want something that feels a little bit different. And I do feel like I need text on screen for more context of like what each of those little pockets are. Like I would love to investigate more about those because I think they do a good job showing them, but I kind of want to understand like, what size is that pocket? Can it fit my whole laptop? Can I fit, cards in one thing? I think we're missing, or they could build so much more information into this, but they are just leaving it to the video.
The music is interesting because when I hear it, I'm fired up.
Yeah, totally.
Man, I am ready to go, but also I'm like looking at a pocket organizer.
Yeah. But that contrast is, I think, part
it
of
could, except like I'm fired up in the beginning, but at some point my brain is catching up to being like, this is
what?
And this is a pocket organizer. It's not, there's certainly better music choices. The other thing I'll say about this video is that it's only one sort of like thing going on. It's just showing what's in it. Like if this video is going to last, I kind of want to see maybe a testimonial, maybe some reviews or just other stuff besides this minute-long demonstration,
There is something to that, I will say, is like if you're going to go with a single perspective, I think keeping with that, if you can keep it interesting, does add value and does work. And even though I agree with, I think Rachel said, like it gets kind of boring, I think they go with the point of like, if you earned the attention, calling back from last week, which maybe people are still paying attention to see what else this thing does, they just keep going. It's a long spot. They could have just done 15 seconds, but they went longer and longer and longer, kept showing it. So I think that's good. But yeah, I agree, Jess, like you could also enhance this in tons of other ways that you're talking about.
Yeah, there's no like problem solution or there's no real thumb stopper either. Like they show putting in all this stuff. I wonder, true. I wonder if they like took out all the stuff in the beginning and threw it on the ground or something. And it was like, we're going to put all this just big pile of stuff into this organizer. And then that might be.
Yeah. Playing it backwards could be another way to do it, which in the case, at least there's some of it would have a reveal in the portion. Yeah. Like the portion where it like has everything in it, like when it's closed, opening it and backwards and unpacking it in high speed, just speed this up by 6x. Yeah. And, that's creates another whole other concept.
What I would love is a good resolution. It just kind of ends, but I see that there's straps on this. I would love to see this, someone pick it up and put it on their bag and like on their back and leave. Right now, just kind of
love that.
That's it. So, if somebody is going to get to the very end and it's going to be so few people, but those are really important people. So, make it the best it can be at the end. I really have a pet peeve when ads just stop and they have no final end card or anything.
Yep. Agreed. Might as well do something with that attention, right? If you've earned that attention,
right?
Capitalize on it. I just do want to go back and talk about the music for a second.
Okay.
I genuinely, this reminds me, like I really want to go test some music stuff, and like because like with that, I could see, I said Bittersweet Symphony, but I could also see jazz working. I could also see like, you know, alternative rock vibe, you know, working. I could see a lot of stuff working. And I also wonder when we talk about targeting with your creative, if that is another lever there is like, you know, someone who vibes with each of those styles of music might resonate better with them, and might help you find a broader scalable video or horizontally scale.
That is exactly right. And I was feeling it with that song being very masculine, aggressive, where I don't know that I would identify with that, but something a little bit more, I don't know, softer. I know that's a terrible stereotype, but we're in ads. So, you know, I think that is a way to unlock,
like I said, that contrast. I partially think that contrast of that, maybe that is the hook though, by the way, is that it's that hard music. Then you're like, wait, why is this hard music with this like soft, I do think that is part of what is attention grabbing.
That is interesting.
Right.
Sorry to interrupt.
Well, stock music is generic by design and appeals to it's not hard. Like it's not Doja Cat. And so maybe I think there's a balance between really appealing to someone using creative targeting and using Doja Cat like something or whatever, and also having like a general thing that doesn't dissuade anyone in particular.
Yeah.
So moving on to the second ad from August T.